Hey y'all, good evening. Happy Friday. Um, I am here to do some art upscaling and I thought that I would have you guys watch me work. So this is the first time I've done this. This is an impromptu session, but what I'm doing is upscaling an image that I created in Stable Diffusion. So what I'm going to do is bring over this image and I'm going to let you guys see how I upscale her. So this is what she looks like. So I did, so upscaling means a couple of different things. So I upscaled her using gigapixel because her original size was 1024 by 1024 and I wanted to make her bigger so that the resolution will be better when I'm trying to do my editing in Procreate and like the final image. I want to be able to sell and possibly put on products. So I just want to make sure that it's not pixelated, that it's not grainy looking. So that's why I upscaled it times 4 in gigapixels. So the dimensions on it is 4096 by 4096. So yeah, I'm just gonna be sitting here upscaling my art, just hanging out with you guys. If anybody wants to join me, I know it's a Friday night, but I thought this would be a fun way to spend my time because I was gonna do this anyway, so I figured I would share this with you guys. So pop in and say hello if you are here. I'm just gonna rename my original layer and lock it, and I'm gonna create a new layer so that I can start outlining her. So I think I'm gonna make this with a friend of mine in mind, and she likes pink. So I think I'm gonna change her dress to pink. And if you look at like her eyes and stuff, like it's got like weird artifact and stuff. So I'm gonna clean that up. I'm gonna do some airbrushing around her. I'm pointing at it like y'all can see, but y'all can see what I'm doing. But I'm gonna do some airbrushing around her. Her like eyebrows and stuff. Oops. And I'm drawing on it. Canvas. Let me stop. Okay. Make sure I'm not drawing on the canvas. So I'm gonna fix her up a little bit. Like her teeth are all jacked up. So I'm gonna fix her up and get her going. I'm probably gonna give her a necklace and her hands look a mess. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest, this is new for me, so I don't really know how to repair hands. So we might just color them and make them look a little better. But I am planning to turn her dress into a pink dress. So you guys will see how I do that a little bit later. And then I'm gonna give her not studs, but I'm gonna fill these earrings in. Oh shoot, and I forgot to do something earlier. I was supposed to bring over some pink glitter paper. So I'm gonna have to grab some pink glitter paper at some point. But for now, we're gonna work on her and I'll do her earrings later. So I'm gonna start. I created a new layer, so I'm working on this second layer. So I'm gonna start by I need to turn this opacity down a little bit. So I'm gonna turn the opacity down and then I'm gonna lock this back. And then I'm going to draw on this layer. And hey there to whoever is tuning in, welcome. I am working on upscaling some art this evening. So I'm just gonna start tracing the headband because I'm gonna change this color too. So all I'm doing really is tracing around here because I'm gonna change this color. So hopefully it's not going to give me any problems because I'm sharing my screen and it seems like it's kind of sticking a little bit. So hopefully that's not the case, but it's not moving quite like it normally does, but we're going to work it out. And if you are watching in the chat, let me know where you are tuned in from and what you're doing on this Friday night. I'm kind of quarantining, to be honest. I feel okay, but I found out that I was exposed to COVID earlier in the week, so I'm just kind of hanging out at home, being cautious. But I do feel okay, thank God. So I highlighted her headband. So I'm gonna highlight her dress, and then I'm gonna move on. So basically, I'm just following the outline of her dress. And I'm gonna make my pen a little bit bigger. So really all I'm doing is tracing. And I'm trying to be neat. So that's one portion of her dress. So I gotta make sure that my lines are connected. So I'm gonna go back here and grab this portion of the dress. Hi, Leanna. I think it's Leanna. Hi, Leanna. How are you? So I'm working on the other lady in red that I created in Stable Diffusion, and I'm cleaning her up and I'm going to color her as well. So I'm tracing out her dress. So I already traced out the headband, but I'm tracing out her dress and I'm going to recolor that. And I'm also going to work on her teeth because her teeth look a little jacked up. So I'm going to give her, um, do something with her teeth, and then I'm going to change her earrings as well. I'm going to fill those in. So how are you doing? How was your week? My week was a little crazy, but oops, cancel. Must be on the wrong layer. Yep. Okay. So I'm using, this is Procreate is the name of this tool that I'm using to edit this image. And this is available on the iPad. And it's basically like It's a drawing app for the most part. So I think I am not going to go inside the part down here. You can't see where I'm pressing. Well, in this area where the circle is, I'm not gonna pick up that part. Um, you're a Procreate newbie. Newbie, you have Procreate and you're a newbie. Yeah, I picked up Procreate maybe 2 or 3 years ago now, and I don't use it very often. I'm using it more now because I want to upscale my art. And I like it. It's really handy for upscaling art for sure. Oops, I changed the color of my pen. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. How do you like Procreate? I'm being messy. So let me undo that. And when you're intending to like change colors and stuff, you have to make sure that all of your lines connect or you won't be able to your fill in your color. So I'm gonna continue connecting her here. So now she should all be connected. Let me check. Yep, she is connected. Okay. Yep, so her dress is all connected, so we could recolor that. So I'm gonna name this layer dress and headband just so I can keep it straight. And then we are going to add a new layer and I'm gonna work on her earrings. So I'm just gonna trace her earrings. And I like to lock my layers. That helps me stay on track because sometimes I'll end up coloring on the wrong layer. So what I'm going to do is trace around her face and trace these earrings, and then we'll be able to fill them in. Oops, that's too big. Let me see, 1 month ago, 1 month in, but I'm still learning Midjourney and can't generate good images, but I'm up for the challenge. Got to learn how to have steady hand and my lines aren't good. So, yeah, I'm not the best either. So you see my lines are not the straightest, but it's okay. I would just say take your time, go slow. Um, and once you kind of understand like how you're drawing your lines and how it impacts like the final, outcome of the image, it'll get better with time. Like nobody starts out being perfect with it for sure. So I'm gonna go over here to this ear and do the same thing for this earring. And the good thing about, Procreate, you can just easily um erase and start over. That's what I love about Procreate. So now we have that. Just make sure my line is closed, and it is. Let me go over here and make sure this is closed in. Oops, cancel. Yep, so we're good to go. So now we are going to work on her mouth a little bit and do something with these teeth. So I'm gonna change this layer and call it earrings. Okay. And so now I'm gonna create a new layer and call this face. And I'm gonna lock this layer so I don't make any mistakes on it. And we're gonna start working on her face. So I'm gonna do just like a white color. I'm gonna just pick up the color that was already on her teeth, and I'm gonna um, trace, and I'm just gonna do like basic white in her mouth to make these be her teeth. I'm not gonna try to draw like actual teeth or anything. Just make sure. What's going on outside? Okay, so yeah, those are both filled in. And then we are going to trace her lips. Make sure I'm staying on top of the comments. I'm going to trace her lips. I think I'm going to change her lips a little bit because I did change the lips of my other lady, the other lady in red. So I'm just going to pick up the color that she already has on her lips, and we could change it a little bit later, but I want to do the shaping right now. Oops. And one thing that you might find handy, Leanna, when you're drawing in Procreate is pick your pencil up fairly often, and then that will help you, like when you make mistakes, you won't have to go back so far, like with tracing your lines when you pick your pen up fairly often. Because when you hit, the undo button, you're not undoing like a long, line of something. Okay, yep, so that'll work. That's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, that'll be good. Okay. So her mouth, I think is good enough for the moment. So I'm gonna work on her earrings now. I hear kids screaming outside and it's kinda making my nerves bad. So let me see. We're gonna work on her earrings. Let me unlock this. Unlock this one. So what we are going to do is fill in her earrings. Oops. Yep, I'm gonna fill in her earrings. And then I'm going to copy them to a new layer. Oops. Okay, so they're on a new layer. So I am going to go here. Let me see and pick up a color. And so So what I did is make that a clipping mask. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Let me undo that. Oops, redo. So I need to copy. Oops. I want to copy this and I'm forgetting how do you copy. Okay, it's selected. So copy. Oh, so it did copy it. Okay, I'm tripping. So I'm just gonna paste this here, and then now I'm gonna make this a clipping mask. Um, is that right? No, this one needs to be the clipping mask. And so here, this one also needs to be a clipping mask. Yes. Okay. So there we go. So we gave her the sparkle earrings. And so now I want to change the color of her dress. So let me go back to her dress and unlock this. And I'm trying to think, how do I want to do this? I think I need to copy it from here. Let me see. I got to turn the opacity back up on this one. Then we're going to go to this dress and we are going to, oops, nope. Paste that to a new layer. I think I might be out of layers, y'all. It's not pasting. So let me merge these down. Merge down. Merge down. Okay. Oops. No, undo. There we go. That's what we had to do was change the or I had to merge those layers down because I ran out of layers. I think my iPad doesn't have enough um memory in it to have multiple layers. It kind of depends on how much memory is in your iPad, how many layers you can have. So we're gonna work on this selection. So I'm gonna change, let me see, I'm gonna pick up this color, pick up that color, and we're gonna bring it into that layer. Oh no, undo. All right, so I am forgetting how I want to do my dress. So let me make this opacity, or let me change this opacity. Make this lower. Okay. So I want to bring this color into my dress. And now we're going to change the saturation and hue, and I can make it pink. So there we go. So when you play around with the saturation and hue, you can change the color. And that's turning more purple. But we'll go, that's like a really bright pink. But let's see what that looks like. So we'll leave it like that. So now what I want to do is play around. Gonna move her over here. I'm gonna make this smaller and move her over here so we can see how the colors change as we play with these different overlays. So that's a pretty, I think that's a beautiful pink. All of these don't look good, but I'm just kind of scrolling to see. So soft light doesn't look bad, but it looks kind of washed out. I think we're gonna have to go with the darken. Yep, I think darken is what's gonna look the best. So we'll leave it like that. And then if I turn the opacity all the way back up, I'm gonna have to play with that a little bit. But I want to show you guys how I want to fix the mouth. So I'm gonna turn the opacity down a little bit. About there. And let's bring in, so let's do her teeth first. Oops. Oh, no wonder I'm on the wrong layer. Okay. I'm supposed to be on her face. Knew something wasn't looking right. Oh, something is not connected. That's how you can tell. Oh, yep. So I can see right over here her her mouth is not connected. So I'm just going to make that connection, and then I'll bring in the the lips. And so what I want to do is like contour her lips a little bit. So this don't look really the way I want it, but we gonna keep it moving. Let me move her over here. It's not really blending in the way I want it to, but we'll get it fixed. This is my first time playing around on live. And y'all have to remember I'm a new artist, so show me some grace, please. We're gonna leave it at normal. Um and I do want to fix her eye. I'm gonna come back to her mouth a little bit later, but I do want to fix her eye a little bit because her eye looks she has a lot of artifact in her eye, and I don't want her eye looking like that. So I'm gonna outline um like the black part of her eye. I'm just gonna make this black. Do a size 2 pencil. So I'm just gonna go around like the shape of her eye. Like that. Come on, turn. Okay. And I'm gonna do the other one. This other one isn't as bad, but I still want to clean it up. And it's always important to make sure that that your lines are closed, because if you try to go in and do any coloring and the lines aren't closed, then you won't be able to. So um I am going to do I'm going to color in the white part of her eyes. So I'm going to bring that in like that. And then for the black part, I'm going to bring in black, but then I'm going to erase as well. So now what I'm going to do is going to make the brush bigger and reduce the opacity some. Oops. And then I'm going to go around and smudge this. I think I want to smudge this a little bit just to see what it looks like. So it's not a harsh line around her eyes. I think my iPad is getting hot, y'all, because it's not letting me, it's not taking my finger actions. Okay, there we are. But that doesn't, her eyes are so big. That doesn't look the best. We're going to keep working on it. Oh, and I needed to trace her eyeliner and eyelashes too. So let me do that. I like to make sure I'm on the right layer so I don't have any surprises when I think I'm almost done working. Okay, so that eye is done, I think. And then I'm going to go like up in this area of her eye and clean that up. I'm going to airbrush that to make her skin tone look a little more even. And I see where I made a mistake here, so I'm just going to undo this. Going to erase that. So now I'm going to trace around this eye. And have you guys played around in Stable Diffusion at all? That's like my new favorite AI art generator. I love Stable Diffusion. I might get around or get in there and play around tonight after I'm done editing her. So I'm gonna have to take a look and see what her eye should look like. Cause she has like this one lash, like this little straggler lash. I think I need to give her like a second one or something. So I'm gonna draw an eyelash and hopefully that doesn't look too terrible, but we'll see. It might not be thick enough. Let me undo that. We'll see what that looks like. Cause I want to make sure that she's cute as her final product, as her final look is pretty. So I am going to make an iris over here. I might have to give my iPad a rest because it is getting a little stuck. Because it's hot. Okay, so I'm gonna pull in the whites of her eyes. Oops, something's not connected. I can't tell what it is though. Oh, there it is. I don't know why that happened before. Okay, so then we'll bring that part of her eye in. So now I want to do, I'm going to make this black, make this part of her eye black. Oh, I missed it, Leanne. What, oh, you're talking about Stable Diffusion. So I use, so Stable Diffusion, you have to have like a GPU in order, you have to have like a really good like gaming computer or GPU or something like that if you want to run it on your own machine. So I have an M1 MacBook, and I use a service called Run Diffusion. It's a cloud-based service. So that's what I use to run my Stable Diffusion. So when you get Run Diffusion, they give you GPU. I'm sorry, not GPU. They give you, like basically cloud computing to run your Stable Diffusion in. And then you can use, I use a site called dreamlook.ai to train it on like my images and stuff, on like my own images or like client images and whatnot. So that's kind of, how I created. Well, not kind of, but that's how I created her. Um, so I want to definitely get back in there and play around with it some more. So I'm just going to go in and erase this side like I did the other side. I still don't know if I like this look. I think I'm going to have to play around with this a little bit. I just want to soften up the irises a little bit. But I think they look a little, it looks a little junky. So let's see what she looks like from far away. Oh, so her eyes actually look pretty good from far away. So she's coming along. Um, I need to go back to this layer with her dress and pick up the headband. So let me do that now. Nope, undo. Oh yeah, it's not connected right here. So let me get this connected. While I'm here, let me make sure everything else is connected. I think so. This might not be. I think everything else is connected. It looks like it. So, we're gonna try to pick these up again. Did everybody? Yep. Okay, so copy paste. So it's on a new layer now. So I need to go back here and grab this color. No, no, no. That is not the right layer. Okay. Still not the right layer. What layer am I on? I can't tell what happened to my selection. Oh man. Where did it go? I just copied it. I don't see it. Oh no. Okay. So I'm gonna have to do that again. And I don't know what this is. Hopefully it's not too. So I'm gonna merge all of these down. So merge down, merge down. Okay. So I am going to, or you know what I can do? I'm gonna just copy the color from here and take it up there. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. So I think that was a simple fix. So let's see. Yep, that looks good. I like it. So I'm gonna create a new layer. Thank you, Leanna. So I'm gonna create a new layer and I'm gonna start working on her skin to kind of tighten that up a little bit. I'm gonna do some airbrushing around her eyes, um, the top and bottom of her eyes to even out her skin tone. So gonna create a new layer. Well, actually, I'm gonna just do that on her face layer. Um, yeah, I'm gonna do that on. No, I'm gonna do a new layer. So I'm gonna lock all these other layers down. So I'm gonna pick up a soft airbrush. And I'm gonna bring the opacity down a little bit. And I'm just gonna kind of start airbrushing here. And this is like her same skin color, but I feel like I want to darken that up a little bit. So I'm just gonna drag it diagonally a little bit. I'm gonna turn the opacity down to 80. And I might have to stop for a while, y'all, because I feel like my iPad is getting a little tired. It's getting a little warm. And then what I'm gonna do is, oops, I'm gonna smudge this out a little bit. Oops. So with the smudge, you can like blend this a little bit better. With the smudge tool, you can kind of blend this so that there isn't harsh lines. But we don't want to go over like the black because I want the liner to be a smooth black. But you have to be careful when you're smudging because it pulls in the direction, it pulls the color in the direction that you're coming from. So make sure I'm on the right layer. So I'm gonna go back to my airbrush. I'm just gonna kind of even this out a little bit and then I'm gonna come in with the smudge. Okay, so I think that cleaned up her eye pretty well underneath, but I have to address the top. But I think her eye looks pretty good on that left side underneath. So let's get back up here. So let's work on the top. So I'm just going to airbrush over this to get rid of this discoloration. And then we can go over it with the smudge to make it look a little bit neater. Or to blend it a little bit. But I want to, you know, make sure that her lashes look good and that her, you know, eyebrows and stuff look sharp. So I want to make sure that the skin, make sure that the skin looks good around here. I gotta make my brush a little smaller. There we go. And so when you get close in here, when you start working in close, you can see it looks a lot more pixelated. But then when you zoom back out, oops, when you zoom back out, it looks better. And I feel like this brush looks harsh, but it is a soft airbrush. But I think there's a, we're going to smudge this and that's going to make it look better. But this is kind of, when you're doing the airbrushing, it's kind of like, you know, applying your makeup. Because you go in and you can smudge it and blend it out and smooth it when you're done. But I want to make sure, you know, that her eyes look, that they pop. So that's why I am paying special attention to the skin around her eyes and the discoloration. And I'm going to go around her brows and do like a, kind of like you would do a highlighter on your own makeup, just to kind of make them stand out. And then I'm going to go behind it. Actually, I want to make this brush bigger. And I'm going to go behind it with the smudge. When you make the brush bigger, you have to be careful not to get too close to the eyebrow. And I'm going to do the same on the top. My iPad is playing with me. So now I'm going to smudge this out. And you can see this is making it, this is blending it, um, making the lines not appear harsh. It's blending all the colors together. So kind of like you would use a blend brush on your face when you're doing makeup. Uh-oh. So I think my iPad has finally got too hot and it decided to disconnect. So I am going to have to end the live and finish editing a little bit later. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching me work for a little while. I wish oh, it is working. Oh, no, you can't see it. So I'll share a picture later on tonight when I am done with this image of the final product because my iPad got too hot and it won't screen share anymore. But thank you all for tuning in and I hope that you guys have an amazing evening and I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing weekend. Happy Friday. See you guys later.